Hi everyone, I'm Robert Spurway, Managing Director and Chief Executive at GrainCorp, and I'm joined today by Ian Morrison, our Chief Financial Officer. Pretty exciting day, Ian. We've had the opportunity to share our fiscal year 20 results, but also reflect on what's been a pretty transformative year for GrainCorp, and also an opportunity to share the outlook and some of the things we're thinking about for the future. What are we seeing in the headlines for the result for this last year?
Thanks, Robert. So today we reported a statutory NPAT of 343 million and an underlying EBITDA of 108 million. And that underlying EBITDA really demonstrates an improved financial performance on the prior year.
What I'm pleased to see is the momentum that we're building in that space. It's been our third year of drought, so we're recovering from that. But the business is really doing what we said we would. The teams have been delivering on the initiatives and building that momentum, and we've seen progress across all the reporting segments. The other really important feature of the results is the restructuring, the demerger of the malt business, the sale of the bulk liquid terminals, and the strength in the balance sheet that's brought. $37 million in core debt, so very strong balance sheet. Your thoughts on that?
As we committed to as part of the scheme booklet, we did say we'd maintain minimal core debt, and that really underpins strength through the cycle, and it's great to be able to demonstrate that today.
And I think it's the strength of that result, the momentum, the strength of the balance sheet that's allowed us very pleasingly after 2 years to declare a dividend of 7 cents per share. It's been tough for many of our investors as we've come through the drought, and I guess the confidence that we've got in the strength of the balance sheet, also the payment we received as part of the crop production contract, it's delivering what we expected it to in terms of smoothing earnings, and we see it as a sustainable way of approaching future earnings and our confidence around that. So 7 cent dividend declared today. As we look to the future, a lot of talk about the crop that's in the ground and now starting to be harvested. What are we seeing across the regions, Ian?
It's really exciting to be able to see a much bigger crop in FY21 that's really well underway now, particularly in the northern New South Wales part of our network. In the last few days, we've been seeing receivals of approximately 300,000 tonnes per day, and we're already over 3.5 million tonnes into the network. And that's really pleasing to see for our regional communities and our growers in particular. We've had a tough few years impacted by drought.
Yeah, that's right. And I don't think we saw numbers like that at all last year or in the last 3 years in terms of those numbers coming in. Perhaps if we were to sum up conditions across the region, they look more like 16, 17. You've been in the business nearly 10 years. It's a while since we've seen a harvest like this.
Absolutely. It's very similar to the FY17 year, and it's fantastic to have the network and the investments we've made into the network in recent years to be able to handle that crop that's coming.
Yeah, I've been really impressed as I joined GrainCorp 8 months ago to see the value of our assets, the interconnectivity of them, the ports, the railway network and the upcountry assets. I was out in northern New South Wales just last weekend, and really great to see the excitement, not just amongst GrainCorp, but amongst our growers. Our growers are fundamental to our future. We're looking forward to continuing to partner with them. And I really want to take this opportunity as they get into harvest to wish you all a safe and prosperous harvest ahead. We look forward to keeping everyone updated on how we're progressing at GrainCorp through that time. So thanks again, and thanks for joining me, Ian.
Thanks, Robert.